He crowned a corpse queen and made every noble swear loyalty to her lifeless body. And then, with his broken heart still burning, he hunted down her killers in a brutal quest for vengeance. This is the unbelievable story of a love that defied death, sparking a royal scandal and a ceremony like no other. This is the insane story of the king who crowned his dead ex-girlfriend queen. Our story begins with Inés de Castro, born around 1325 to a powerful but complicated family in Galicia, a region in present-day Spain. Her father, Pedro Fernández de Castro, not Pedro Pascal, was a noble with ties to the Castilian royal family, but Inés was considered illegitimate. Despite her noble connections, her status would eventually be used against her. Inés arrived in Portugal in 1340 as a lady-in-waiting to Constanza of Castile, who had recently married Portugal's crown prince, who was also named Pedro. Like many royal marriages, it was arranged as a political alliance, meant to secure peace between Portugal and Castile. But when Pedro met Inés, something sparked, a connection that would defy politics, logic, and even the will of his own father, King Afonso IV. Pedro was entranced by Inés from the moment they met. Descriptions of her suggest she was stunning, with golden hair and blue eyes, but it was her charm that seemed to cast a spell on the prince. Their romance quickly became the court's best-kept secret, or at least they tried to keep it that way. In reality, everyone at the court was whispering about the prince's affair with his wife's lady-in-waiting, a scandalous twist that shocked the Portuguese nobles. To keep the affair hidden, Pedro reportedly sent love letters to Inés through water ducts connecting his palace to her residence. But it wasn't just a flirtation. Pedro was deeply in love, so much so that he ignored any potential consequences, risking not only his reputation but his kingdom's stability. Inés's influence began to worry King Afonso IV, who feared her family might gain too much power in Portugal. Soon, rumors of Pedro's illicit affair reached his father. Afonso IV had worked hard to establish strong political alliances through his son's marriage, and now Pedro's actions were jeopardizing those plans. More troubling was the influence that Inés's family could gain in Portugal. Her family, the powerful Castro clan, was influential in Castile, and Afonso worried they might manipulate Pedro and pose a threat to the kingdom's stability. Seeing no other option, Afonso demanded that Pedro end his relationship with Inés. When Pedro refused, Afonso took matters into his own hands and exiled Inés to a remote castle on the Castilian border. His hope was that the distance would weaken their bond, but he underestimated his son's devotion. Even with Inés far away, Pedro continued visiting her in secret, sneaking across borders whenever he could to be with her. After several failed attempts to find Pedro a new match, Afonso finally relented and allowed Inés to return to Portugal, thinking that keeping her under close watch would be better than losing track of his son altogether. In 1345, Constanza died shortly after giving birth to Pedro's third child. With his wife gone, Pedro took the opportunity to bring Inés back into his life openly. They lived together as husband and wife, though not officially, and rumors began circulating that they had secretly married. To Pedro, Inés was already his true queen, despite his father's objections. For King Afonso, this situation was intolerable. The gossip surrounding Pedro and Inés, their growing family, and the potential threat of a Castilian influence on the throne stirred tensions in the court. Afonso became convinced that Inés's presence endangered Portugal's stability. He feared that, if left unchecked, her influence could lead to a civil war over succession. The rumors worsened. Stories spread that the Castros were plotting to replace Pedro's legitimate heirs with Inés's children. Unable to bear the perceived threat any longer, Afonso made a fateful decision. In January 1355, he sent 3 trusted advisors to handle the matter. They were to carry out a brutal mission to end Pedro's scandalous relationship once and for all. While Pedro was away on a hunting trip, the assassins arrived at Inés's residence in Coimbra. Legend has it that when they entered, Inés fell to her knees, her children by her side, begging for mercy. Though Afonso initially hesitated, haunted by the sight of his grandchildren, he ultimately turned his back, reportedly muttering, "Do what you will." What happened next remains one of the most chilling scenes in Portuguese history. The assassins attacked Inés, stabbing her, and, according to some accounts, even decapitating her in front of her young child. She was only 29 when her life was taken, ending a love story that had already defied social and political boundaries. When Pedro learned of Inés's murder, he was devastated and enraged. He believed that his father had ordered the assassination and vowed revenge. In a move that shocked the kingdom, Pedro declared war against his father, plunging Portugal into a civil conflict. For months, father and son waged a bitter battle, dividing the kingdom until Pedro's mother, Queen Beatriz, finally brokered a fragile peace. In 1357, King Afonso died, and Pedro took the throne as King Pedro I of Portugal. His rise to power should have marked the beginning of a new chapter, but Pedro's heart still burned for revenge. His first act as king was to declare that he and Inés had indeed married in secret, making her, in his eyes, the rightful queen of Portugal and legitimizing their children as heirs. But Pedro didn't stop there. In one of the most infamous events in European history, Pedro ordered that Inés's body be exhumed. Her decomposing remains were dressed in royal robes and placed on the throne beside him in a grotesque ceremony of coronation. Some accounts say that Pedro forced every noble in attendance to kiss her cold, decaying hand as a sign of respect and loyalty to their new queen. It was a shocking display, blending love, grief, and madness in a way the world had never seen. This macabre act solidified Inés's place in Portuguese history as the country's only posthumous queen. Her death had already made her a symbol of tragic love, but Pedro's actions transformed her into a powerful myth, her story spreading throughout Europe and inspiring countless retellings in art, literature, and music. With Inés now immortalized as Portugal's queen, Pedro set his sights on her killers. Determined to avenge her death, he tracked down the assassins. After a long search, he captured 2 of them. While the third escaped, Pedro brought them to his court and exacted a gruesome punishment. In a scene straight out of a nightmare, he reportedly ordered their hearts to be torn from their bodies while they were still alive, one from the front and the other from the back. It was a horrific end meant to mirror the heartache Pedro himself had endured. The people of Portugal were horrified yet mesmerized by Pedro's brutal justice. This ruthless act earned him the nickname Pedro the Cruel in some circles, but to others, he was a king who avenged his true love. To honor Inés, Pedro commissioned 2 intricately carved marble tombs at the monastery of Alcobaça, where he would one day rest beside her. The tombs, placed opposite each other, were engraved with scenes from their lives, including their love, the tragedy of her death, and Pedro's quest for vengeance. The inscriptions read, Até o fim do mundo, until the end of the world. It was Pedro's final tribute to the love that had consumed him. For over 650 years, their tombs have remained side by side, a testament to a love that defied death itself. Visitors to Alcobaça can still see the tombs today, a haunting reminder of a king's devotion and the tragic fate of his beloved queen. The story of Pedro and Inés has inspired generations. In Portugal, children learn about their tragic romance early in school, and their story is woven into the national identity. Their love has been immortalized in plays, poems, operas, and paintings across Europe. Portuguese poet Luís de Camões included their story in his epic work, The Lusíads, and artists like Paula Rego have used their love as a symbol of devotion and loss. Even modern interpretations, films, novels, and television shows continue to revive their story for new audiences. So, what do you think? Was Pedro's undying love for Inés a testament to true romance, or did he cross the line into madness? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by history's wildest and weirdest tales, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on stories like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.